Hi. So I'm finding it really helpful to create videos that reflect conversations that I'm having with parents and teens in session. There are some topics that come up over and over. Um, and so I wanted to create this video to share one of those topics. So just so this information, this really helpful information, can be available to many people. So today I wanted to talk about how parents can respond to teens who are disclosing or coming out as being on the gender spectrum, identifying as transgender, or identifying as being part of the LGBTQ plus community. So I think there's three important points that I'd like to cover in this video. And these are things that parents can keep in mind if they're working through this important, relevant topic with their teen. So, the first piece of information that I want to bring up is something that I found really interesting, and that is that studies show that family acceptance and support of transgender issues is the number one protective factor for teens who may be vulnerable to experiencing depression, anxiety, or even suicidality um, when they're working through themselves with gender identity issues. So that's something to keep in mind, that really families are very powerful if they can create an environment of inclusion and acceptance about this issue in the home. Um, Secondly, one of the things that's really important to keep in mind is that, oftentimes parents are sharing with me that they wonder if exploring gender identity or their teen identifying as transgender is a phase. And it's really important to, just for me to encourage you to consider that this is absolutely not a phase. Typically, if an adolescent is bringing this up, they're disclosing this to their parents, this is something that they found to be true about themselves for a very long time. And they've probably shared this with many other people um, before they are sharing it with their parents, so with you. So you can actually give yourself a pat on the back that you've created a trusting relationship with your teenager, that they want to include you in on this part of their life. Much more likely is that a teenager identifying as transgender or part of the LGBTQ plus community is that they're learning about their gender. And they're really wanting to explore, not only with themselves, but now with you, what this means to them. So what you can do to respond to this information maybe is to express some gratitude, just thanking your teen that they're including you in on something that's so important in their life. And then working to help them meet their needs. Sometimes teens have wardrobe needs if they don't identify with their cisgender. Sometimes they need resources, but mostly, honestly, they need your support. Um, so I found that to be really helpful as I've been having these conversations in session. And the third piece of information that's really helpful to bring up is that sometimes parents are concerned um, about their teenager's safety, and if they may be ostracized or bullied if they come out as transgender. Um, and what I'm hearing from teenagers is actually their peer community, they tell me, is the most inclusive and accepting community that they have. So again, like I mentioned a minute ago, adolescents have often come out to their peers, to trusted peers, before they're sharing this information with adults. Also, teens share with me that oftentimes they can easily become part of a DM or a chat group that really operates as a support group for them, and helping them get information, and some education and resources. And oftentimes, high school campuses have devoted campus groups that your teenager may already be a part of, that helps them to feel included and accepted. So these are just some things to keep in mind if you're working through this issue. I hope you found this helpful. And if you have any comments or further questions about this issue, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks.